Stanza 1. Wind, come softly, don't break the shutters of the windows, don't scatter the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelf. Now the explanation. The poet here addresses the wind. He makes a request to the wind, asking it not to blow so strongly. It should not be so loud that it may break the shutters, meaning hinged panels that is used to close or open the windows. It should be slow and subtle. These windows, when closed, protect man from the rough and tough weather that may exist outside the house. Again, when these windows are kept open, it will allow sunlight and fresh air to enter the house. The poet is asking the wind not to scatter, that is, throw things in different directions. The papers in the room or a stronger wind may even throw the books from the shelf with its force. The poet is here describing the power of wind. In other words, the poet is requesting the wind not to cause any destruction. The poet is requesting the wind to come softly like a child. Stanza 2. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. Now the explanation. The poet here again addresses the wind and shows the wind what it has done. It accuses the wind of blowing so strongly and creating a mess by throwing them, that is, the books from the shelf. He asks the wind to look at the destruction that it has done. It shows the wind the consequences of blowing so hard. The wind is responsible for the throwing of the books and tearing of the pages. He then looks outside the window and blames it for bringing rain again along with it. Now stanza 3. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings, frail crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Now the explanation. Now the poet speaks in a subdued tone to the wind. The poet requests the wind not to make fun of the weak when it encounters them, as they are meek and mild and cannot protect against its actions. Here the word crumbling means to crush. The word has been repeated several times to lay stress on it. Everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. Whenever there is a strong wind, it is full of energy and violence. It leads to breakage of all the things that are weak, like houses, doors, beams on which the roof of the buildings are supported, wooden structures, weak bodies of living creatures, and fragile hearts, and many other things. Everything that is weak crushes in the face of adversity. The troubles that come in our life come suddenly like the wind and go away suddenly. The poet has represented wind as God, as it is powerful. The poet has made a comparison between a grain and a human being. Just as we shift the chaff from the grain, similarly, wind God separates the weak from the strong. It makes the weak weaker and the strong stronger. Difficulties in life can lead to a loss of hope as well as a loss of life. Thus, everything depends on the wind God. Now stanza 4. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be the friends with us. Now the explanation. Now the poet speaks to the readers. He says that the wind does not listen to anybody and its actions are governed by it alone. Problems doesn't listen to us. We have to prepare ourselves. To escape its harmful effects, we should build our homes on a strong foundation and ensure that the doors are closed firmly so that the wind cannot get through. We must make our bodies and hearts so strong that we can combat and resist the ill effects of the wind, the challenges in life. If we can do this, then the wind will no longer remain our enemy. Instead, it will invite us to become its friend. In other words, if our character is strong, then we can easily combat any trouble. And if our character is weak, then the troubles will double up in our life. Now stanza 5. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. Now the explanation. The poet tells how the wind has both bad effects and good effects. An example of bad effect is that it can blow out a weak fire. However, if the fire is strong enough, then the wind will make it burn fiercely, thus nurturing what is already strong. The poet comes to the conclusion that if we are strong, then the wind is also a good friend to have. Everything that is weak gets finished off in the face of strong wind. But all the things that are strong flourish and grow to become stronger. If our characters are strong, then all hurdles that we will come across in life will make us stronger. On the other hand, we will be seriously affected by troubles if we are weak. The poet has advised us to sing our devotion to the wind. God every day, that is, we should readily and happily face every challenge in our life.